Hi, I'm Christo Garcia, and today I'm going to tell you about how I learned to swing like Ben Hogan. I know, nobody in the world can swing like Mr. Ben Hogan. But I have to tell you how this story begins. I've loved this game since I was 8 years old, but I've never been very good at it. I've spent my whole life shooting in the 80s, 90s, and even hundreds, until I bought Ben Hogan's 5 lessons. Now, I'm 47 and I've spent the last 5 years working on Ben Hogan's swing fundamentals, and I'll tell you, it's changed my game and it's changed my life. Now, the problem I had for many decades was I was all shoulders and arms. But you'll remember Mr. Hogan said the arms are just coming along for the ride, so I had to learn how to use my body better. And then I also learned to flatten my swing because I was much too upright and steep. One of the ways I learned to flatten my swing was take my left hand and feel like I'm reaching in my right pocket. It's a little bit extreme, but when you're going through swing changes, sometimes it helps to really overdo it. I was so excited that after many decades of being frustrated, I finally was able to break 80 the first year I used Mr. Hogan's 5 lessons, and I did it 14 times. I mean, that was really all I was looking for out of my game, but I continued to get better. But I reached a plateau around the score of 74, and I realized I was going to have to improve my lower body movement if I was going to break that barrier. I was so happy when I discovered the work of Mr. Micatin, who didn't live very far away from me in Southern California. So I went to him and started taking some lessons, and he told me what a lot of other people had noticed on YouTube, that I looked like Mr. Hogan on my backswing and through my transition, but I lost all my angles right before I released the club head. So Greg started to work with me on my lower body. The first thing he asked me to do was show him my impact position. I'll tell you, I was flummoxed. I had no idea what the impact position was supposed to be in a static demonstration. So he put me in the right positions, and then the next thing you know, I'm like, wow, I was completely wrong about what I thought I was supposed to be doing through the impact zone. Now, Greg and I talked an awful lot about baseball, and Mr. Hogan brings up baseball many times in his book. I like to practice with a baseball bat, actually, because it helps me to get my hips into the swing. I have a tendency to use my hands and arms too much, but the weight of the bat helps me to hold them back as I make my transition. But it was pitching that really opened my eyes to the way I should use my feet against the ground. A pitcher uses the ground for leverage, and when you think about a pitcher with his back foot up against the rubber, they're pressing off of it. And Mr. Hogan said he liked to dig in with the inside edge of his right foot, so those cleats would be pushing off the ground. I've always had a tendency for my right foot to pop off the ground as soon as I start my transition, so I knew I was going to have to improve my lower body movement if I was going to break through the next barrier. Well, today I'm swinging an awful lot better, and I've got a long way to go. But the good news is I've got a game that I'm really happy with. Now, Mr. Hogan was so modest, he didn't even believe his swing was the perfect swing to copy. Isn't that wild? I mean, I think he has the greatest golf swing in history. But he said the ultimate judge of your golf swing is the ball flight. So none of us are ever going to look exactly like Mr. Hogan, but I've been able to use his 5 lessons to really improve my game to a level that I never believed would have been possible. And if I can do it, you can too. So hit 'em long and hit 'em straight.